Hey Flosstube. If you are an oldie, welcome back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. This is a YouTube or a Flosstube channel about cross stitch, and there's also a little bit of my regular life in here. I have been doing Flosstube videos. Yeah, I know, buddy. For 6 years now, as of September 1st. It's hard for me to wrap my head around that it's been that long that I've been a part of this community. And then I think back to all of the experiences and the things I've learned and the people that I've met. And that's in person and virtually. It's really been an amazing part of my life and Buster's life for the past 6 years. Isn't that right, buddy? Was that your tummy? I don't think it was my tummy. He's such a sweet boy. You guys have seen Buster age in this channel. He is 13 now. Crazy. Buster's 13, Dharma's 8. Me and Jim have now been married for 8 years. Yeah, we got Dharma the year that we got married, right before. It's been a wild ride. And I just want to thank you guys for staying on board, those of you that have, and continuing to support me. I really appreciate it. I have been not filming for, let's see, my last video, maybe about a month and a half now. And I keep saying, I'm going to do this more regularly. I'm going to do this more regularly. I can't remember if I had been sick twice when I did this, my last video. If I was only sick once, I got sick again. It wasn't COVID. I went and got tested. I knew a lot of people all of a sudden who had COVID with the variant ramping up. It really felt like that it had died down here, and I was so optimistic. And then, as I'm sure it is in most parts of the country, the variant or variants, it's gotten pretty bad again. So get your vaccines. It makes a difference. To me, that's not a political statement. That is a public health statement. There's just, it's bad again. So take care of yourself. Take care of your families. Make good choices. I think Jim got COVID. He was like, I'm not around anybody. I'm not even around anybody at work. He didn't go get tested. But he completely lost his sense of smell and taste. And he's getting that back now. Other than that, he only had like sniffles and then completely lost his sense of smell and taste. But thankfully he's vaccinated. That's all it was. And he's getting those senses back now. It's so odd though, the things that as it's coming back that he can taste and smell and what he can't. Like he'll walk into the bathroom after I've gotten ready and he'll be like, I can smell your perfume. Or I'll be cooking and he'll be like, I can smell the garlic. Or I can smell the lemon. But like I was burning a strong candle in the kitchen after I'd cooked with onion the other day. And he was like, I can't smell that. Which just blows my mind. It was, it was a Bath and Body Works candle. It had some kick to it in the smell department. He's like, I can't smell that. Thankfully his taste is coming back, because I'll get to this more later on. I've been doing some pretty badass cooking and he couldn't taste any of it. Like I would make a spicy meal and he would be like, I'm feeling like this is spicy because my taste buds in my throat have that feeling they get when something's spicy, but I can't taste the spicy. So bizarre. But like I said, I mean, it's like he was never sick now physically, except for the return of those senses. And I'm just thankful they're returning, because I've heard some people don't get them back or haven't gotten them back yet. And that would be terrible. We are food people. And to not be able to taste food, that would be really sad. Anyway, lots more has happened, but I'll try to do a lot of the life update towards the end. And let's talk a little stitching. Although I've been pretty monogamous, so I really, over all of that time, I really only have 2 pieces to show you. Our beloved Ellen Reed, Elp Who Is Here, Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour, had a birthday. And I love her so much, and I love her birthday start so much, which was Mary Griffiths, 1873, as I'm reading through the paper. I already loved this chart. I did not own it. When she announced it, I immediately grabbed it, and I got this started on, actually, maybe I worked late on her birthday and I started it the next day, but I started it with her and I got a little obsessed with it. I am doing this on the called for, with the called for threads. And now I'm completely blanking on what fabric I used. Let's see if Emily stuck the fabric tag in the bag here. As I will often do, I think it's a color in cotton. I don't know. I don't see it. I will look it up and put it on the screen here, what fabric I used. And like I said, this is the called for threads, and it is absolutely beautiful. See if I can't whip it out a little and get a little of the wrinkles out. Maybe not. This little girl, she used some really, really funky colors. This is a Welsh sampler, and if you're looking at this going, Emily, I can't read that, it's because it's in Welsh. If you want something super interesting, go to Mama Loves You GB and go a few videos back to where she has a local priest, man of faith, read this. It's a Bible verse, which you guys know I'm not a religious person, hence me going priest. About the only way I'm going to put a Bible verse on a piece is if I can't read it. So it's going on here. I have no idea, looking at it, what it says, other than I just think it's fascinating that it's a sampler in another language, particularly another language I really don't have any familiarity with. I mean, look at all of those consonants. It's so interesting to me. Ellen and I were complaining about the birds. They're not super easy to stitch because it is kind of confettied in there. I love this. It's one that's going to come back out for next month. Speaking of next month, it's September, which means Sampler September, which means I've already been processing in my head the different pieces that I want to work on, and I'm super excited to pull out some of my favorite samplers and give them some love. I've narrowed it down, but not enough. I need to do some more narrowing. So there's that. The only other piece that I have worked on is more of a Halloween spooky theme piece, and that is because I pulled it out for the 13th of the month. Hey buddy, come on up. Because this month, the 13th of the month, was a little special. The 13th of this month was Friday the 13th. The only Friday the 13th of 2021. So I pulled out one of my favorite whips, but one that I hadn't given a lot of love to, and that's Stacy Nash's Halloween at Hollyberry Farm. I'm doing this with the called for threads. However, a lot of people have asked about my fabric, and I could not find a fabric that I loved for it. So I was playing around dyeing some fabrics one day, and this came out, and I looked at it and said, that's perfect for Hollyberry Farm. So I did this myself, and I can't replicate it because it was just kind of a, oh, well, that's cool kind of moment. I got a lot done on this. I'm just kind of moving around and working in different areas, whatever I feel like at the time. Let's see. Give you some close-ups. I finished that tombstone this week. Got this part of the fence in. I'm now working, trying to get the rest of the border all the way around. And there's that. I am intentionally saving the giant house for last. Not because I'm dreading it, but because I'm kind of a little into pleasure delay, apparently. And the houses are my favorite part. And I want to stitch it last. Because I want to really, really enjoy the last stitches in this piece. And I feel like that's going to be my favorite. I'm loving this. It's so pretty. It's really showing up pretty true to color. And you can see some of it blends in a little bit. Once you're up close, you can really see. It's really lovely. I'm missing a crown in this area. I'll get to it. So there's that. That's all the stitching I've done. I've really been focused, and I'm enjoying being focused. I also did a little bit of spending on some cross-stitch stuff. Not a lot. I had bought this previously and had it shipped to Megan because we both got one. And I'm glad I did, especially after everything that's happened this year and losing half of the team here on Blackbird Designs. But this is What Remains. I want to call it What Remains is Love because that's what it says. But What Remains by Blackbird Designs. This was an exclusive through, would help if I remembered that part. An exclusive through Traditional Stitches up in Canada. And I didn't want to miss out when it came out, so of course I ordered it. It's really, really pretty. Not sure if I'll do it in the called for colors, we will see, but I do love it. Maybe I'll start that for a Blackbird weekend with Brenda and Laura sometime in the future. I also purchased a couple of, I don't even remember which store I got these from. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible floss tuber. I got these from a shop on Etsy that had them on sale. And I liked both of them enough where I was like, I think I need those. This is Not Forgotten Farms, Basket of Jacks. And this is Teresa Kogut's Above All. It's really pretty. And I don't know that I've seen anyone else stitching this. It calls for a lot of Classic Colorworks, Weeks Dye Works, and DMC. I really appreciate a designer where if you're not going to use a lot of a color, or if it's really, really helpful for it to be a solid, they use good old DMC. And of course, there's DMC equivalents for all of these. How pretty is that? Above all, love one another. Yeah. This may get added to my 40 starts for next year. I've left a couple of spots open just for that reason. And some may get pulled and some added. This one I went ahead and got the threads for. Although I see me changing the color of the house. Because while I love the color conch, I don't know if I love the color conch for a house. So many of you commented on my recent video where I was talking about my dad and missing my dad. You commented about that, you know, like a few sentences later, I was like, oh, there's a cardinal at the bird feeder. It may not be something I necessarily believe in, but I am a lover of symbolism. And one person, and I wish I could remember who, suggested this chart. And I said, you know what, that's already on my wish list. I should go ahead and get it. This is Winter Rose Manor by Brenda Gervais, and it has a pair of cardinals. It's just a beautiful chart. I'm going to have to figure out what I want to switch the house color to, because it's pretty pink. But it's lovely. I know, buddy. He doesn't like the pink either. No, don't do that. But these are the, I think the conch is in here, because I actually have another chart that calls for quite a bit of conch, so I will use it. I've liked this one for a bit, and I saw someone finish it, and I said, I need to buy that. It'll be a fun little small to stitch up, especially this fall. This is Barbara Anna Designs, Sweeping the Garden. It's a mouse in a dress with a broom. It's adorable. So there's that. Megan gave me this needle minder. It's so cute. So I'm using that on my piece at the moment, sitting here in front of me. I also got a lovely, lovely box of goodies from a viewer, Lori. I'm over the moon about it. It's just full of wonderful stuff. And I would be here forever if I showed you all of it, but thank you. Thank you so much. I have been enjoying Susan Owens' Vintage Owl Ladies bags recently so much that I actually have 3 here in my hands that I've purchased since my last video. I'm rationalizing this in that I'm going to have so many starts next year that I'm going to need a lot of extra bags. So Susan, I said I was going to stop following your new bag post, but we know I'm not. These are fantastic. And she's really been using a lot of fabrics lately that have really spoken to me. They're not super country. They're not too whimsical. They're kind of funky and eclectic, which is 100% my style. So I'll show you the interior fabrics, because Susan doesn't mess around with interior fabrics either. Like, she's not going to put a plain white lining in a bag. It's going to match, and it's going to be just as cool as the outside. This one I saw and absolutely loved, because I love like golden yellows, mustard yellows, and oranges. This one is so beautiful. And then the interior is this beautiful, beautiful lining. And then she puts beautiful charms on all of her bags. And I'm a little hesitant to show these to you guys, because then you're going to be fighting with me over posted bags. There's more than enough to go around. She's been making like a bag or 2 a day recently and posting them on Instagram, which then go into her Etsy shop. This one I love. This will get a Halloween piece in it. Look at this little pumpkin. And then this trim is just perfection. She really has a fantastic eye for putting things together, and that's something I really appreciate. This house was my absolute favorite part. She made 2 of these bags. The other one had the house front and center right here. Somebody snatched it up before I could get to it. If that was you, I'm actually super happy for you, because what a cool bag. And then this one has, okay. We're starting to get hungry, so we're yelling at our sister. Such a cool bag. And on the website, this looked gray, but it's actually kind of a gray purple. So pretty. And then this one came today. I had bought those and I was like, okay, that's all I need for a while. I'm gonna chill. And then she posted this one. And if you're newer to my channel, so angry. If you're newer to my channel, you may not know, but I have a love for things that are dark and creepy, and I especially have a love for death head moths. In fact, let's see if I can't show you my death head moth. I love them. Case in point. So these aren't exactly death head moths, but look at them. Look at the little skulls on the moths and the spider webs. I mean, Susan, I feel like you made this bag for me specifically. And you did say that you thought about me when you bought this fabric. Look at the little skulls in the center of the blooms. This may be my favorite bag you've ever made. And I love a lot of your bags, a lot. But it's phenomenal. And look at the little skulls on the inside. I'm going to go through my starts for next year. And probably my favorite one is going to go in this bag. It's gorgeous. Let's admire this again. And her sewing. She does such a great job. Gray flowers with skulls in them. I mean, I really hope this is my thumbnail because it's exquisite. Thank you, Susan. Thank you so much. And I will link her Etsy shop down below. Go buy bags from her. You won't regret it. But I mean, she's like a one-woman show. Her daughter helps her do some fabric and color coordination. She's a one-woman show, so she makes what she can make. Let's see, what else has happened since, because that's all that I have to show you guys, other than some of my favorite things, which will come out at the end. I got sick again. Jim got sick. We went to New Hampshire. I was better by the time we went to New Hampshire, and we went because I wasn't really keen on flying, and I think I talked about that in my last video, but it went super well. I felt super safe. Everybody wore masks for the most part. You had a few people who didn't understand that it goes up here, but it was good. Our nephew flew up with us, separate from his parents and sister, because they flew to Boston to tour colleges. And he didn't really care about that because he's not quite college age yet. He's in high school. So he flew up with us. We had a lot of delayed flights and having to catch other flights because we missed our flight because our first flight was delayed. It was a mess, but it was fun. Like, it was Buster, stop. It's not her fault that you're so hangry. It's not his dinner time yet. It's close. But it was enjoyable spending extra time with my nephew and my niece. Once we got up to Jim's parents' house in New Hampshire, they came in about a day later after the college tours, and we were all there together for several days, and it was really nice. It was good to have family time with family that we hadn't seen for a while. Went out on the lake. They live off of Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire, so we went out on the lake in Jim's dad's boat, and the kids did the round tube. They tubed behind the boat, and they also, well, one of them water skied behind the boat. The other one attempted to water ski behind the boat, and she gave it a good college try at least 2 or 3 times, and just didn't quite work out for her. But I think it's just the way her body is, and she doesn't have that upper body strength and her center of gravity. Like, she really tried, but I don't think she physically was able to. But we had such a good time. Did an escape room. We came back, and then that's when I got sick the second time, when we came back, because I actually thought that I had COVID and stayed home for several days waiting on my PCR results, and because my boss had actually gotten COVID, and then some family had COVID, and it was bad. And then I think I have been sick so much lately that my immune system got so shot. I got shingles. It's actually almost gone. But yeah, so that happened. Still hurts a little. I'm 39 years old. I got shingles. I always thought that that was like an older person issue, but apparently it's not. It's you once had the chickenpox virus, and it's lying dormant in your system, and your immune system is broken at the moment, so it's coming back, kind of thing. It was no fun. Still not super fun. Like, I was in the car yesterday, Jim was driving, so I was in the passenger seat, and the seatbelt goes right across it, and I was like, I can't ride over here like this, like, for a really long time, because this is really uncomfortable. So that happened. It's almost gone, hopefully, as I knock on the table and shake the whole camera. What else has happened? I've set up a schedule to go and spend the night with my sister at her house every so many weeks. I'm super excited about it. As you guys know, or if you don't know, almost a year ago now, it was at the end of September, her husband suffered, her super healthy husband suffered a series of strokes, which we now think was maybe something that happened after he probably had COVID right before March of 2020. We think he got it in February. So we think that it was a thrown blood clot from that, which caused the series of strokes. So, actually, hold one second. So that's what we actually believe happened at this point, which has caused traumatic brain injury in him, and he's just never going to be the man he was before, physically or mentally. So my sister has someone stay with him during the day while she works, and then all of her non-working hours are spent being his caretaker. So she no longer, they tried taking him out and doing stuff, and he gets angry and unhappy and somewhat combative. They'll continue to try, but it's not something that is really workable. He does leave the house for his physical therapy a couple of times a week. He's not walking on his own. He's really not doing much of anything on his own. But that's kind of where we are with that. But because my sister, an extremely opposite of me, a super extroverted social person, is confined in her home for the most part now, we've set up a schedule where I'm coming up every so many weeks, and we're having sister and auntapalooza. I'm spending the night. We're having fun, watching TV, cooking dinner. I'll go out and get food, bring it back, cook at her house, whatever we need to do. And it gives me and her something to look forward to. So there's that. Still really into plants. That's a thing. I have 3 of them here that I am super excited about in the moment that I want to show you. Let's start with this guy. This is my Alocasia Bambino. I'm excited about him because he is just happy as can be and throwing out all of these new leaves recently. Several of these up the top are new. This one's new. It got a little hung there. You can see it's a little messed up. This is a new leaf coming in. And I want you to appreciate the beauty of the backside of these leaves. They're really beautiful. You can tell the older leaves. Oh, look at that. You can tell the older leaves because they're not as bright on the back. Although I guess in this camera they look pretty good. But this is my Alocasia Bambino. Just love and life. This is one of my few in a terracotta pot. You're going to see this and you're going to think, Emily, what a cool cactus that is. This actually isn't a cactus, even though it looks like one. I learned this is a euphorbia. And you know it's not a cactus because it has leaves. See all of the leaves on it? When I bought it, I did not know much about these, and I didn't realize that the top of this one was damaged. So it's not growing from this point because that has been cut. But everything from here up on the other two is new growth this summer. It's just going to town. When I bought it, it was all this darker color, which I guess it gets sun stressed and dark, but when it's brand new growth, it comes in this bright green color. And then it'll turn darker as it ages in the sun. These can get really big. Like they can become statement pieces in a room as they sit in the floor and reach towards the ceiling. So like I said, it was about this tall when I got it, and a lot of this part wasn't this big. So I'm excited to watch it grow over the years. It does have thorns. So all of these have thorns on it and they're sharp. This is a pretty cool plant. So yeah, this is a euphorbia. Set it down. The other one that I'm super excited about is called a mini monstera, but it's actually not a monstera. It's a Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Its leaves look like this. They grow looking like that. Like this is a brand new leaf. Yeah, I know, buddy. And there's another one coming in here. And there's another one coming in here. And that's one reason I'm so excited about this one right now is I bought it and it looked super sad. I got it from Lowe's. It honestly looked like it had been thrown across the room. Like it looked like maybe it had come out of its pot and somebody just shoved it back in there. It wasn't happy. And I even thought maybe it had pests, but I loved it so much and I didn't see another one, so I bought it. I kept it isolated for quite some time, sprayed it with neem oil, and have since, over the past week or so, said, okay, it's not going to die. It's going to be okay. It doesn't have pests. I took it out of its pot, pulled all of the old yucky dirt off, the roots, repotted it in a mix that I had mixed up. And it's so happy since I did that. Repotting it has made all of these new leaves come out. And then if you can see here, I have all these new growth points coming out. Here, this one, there's another one here, and it's just popping these out. We're gonna see how this does just as is, how it grows, what it's going to look like. I may end up shoving a moss pole in here and letting it climb up it. This type of plant will do that, and you can see these aerial roots that are growing here. If you give it a pole to climb, they'll grow into the pole, and like if you moisten the moss pole, they'll pull moisture and nutrients from that and give you these big beautiful leaves and just climb. So that may be what I end up doing. I'm planning on buying moss poles for my Adansonii that's out there, and I bought it on a trellis and it's just outgrown the trellis. And it's all wound around the trellis, and I want to undo it completely, repot it, and put it on poles and bring it all up. So maybe that's what I'll be able to show you next time. We'll see if I get that done. What else am I really into? What else did I pull to show you? Quirks and Stitches, our very own Jen. You know her from 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. Another thing that I always think of when I think of her is cooking and food, and just the joy that comes from cooking and food. Buddy, I'm gonna need you to chill. Can you do that? It's like having children who are like yelling in the background of your video. Anyway, Jen for a long time did the meal. For a long time, Jen did the meal. Hold please. I had to go feed him. Like, sometimes he gets so hangry, and buddy, I get it. I love food as much as the next person or cat. But he gets so hangry, like you can't deal with him. He gets fed at 6, it's 5:39. Going back, Jen did HelloFresh for a long time. I watched her cook. I watched her do these meals. I recently have gotten stuck in a rut with cooking, and not only in a rut with cooking, but in a rut with, what do you want? I don't know, what do you want? Well, I don't know, what do you want? And then we do that for so long, we end up eating something not great for us here at the house, or because we live inside the city limits here in our town, we're like, oh, let's just go get something. Which oftentimes is drive-through and just not great for us, and it's not adding to my health or my life happiness. And I needed to lose some weight. I really needed to lose some weight, and so did Jim. And also, if you're new to this channel, my husband had quadruple bypass surgery at 39 years old several years ago. Actually, it was more than several years ago. It was right after I started this channel, so 6 years ago. And his cardiologist recently was like, Mr. Sorrow, you know, you gotta get back healthier again. Half your plate needs to be vegetables. You need to do your cardio. You can't eat fast food as much. So I joined HelloFresh. I'm super happy that I did. Is it the cheapest way to cook meals at home? No, probably not. Do I regret it? No, definitely not. I have been cooking 3 meals a week from them, and it has helped us in so many ways. I am enjoying the process of cooking again. I am enjoying the foods that I'm cooking, not just because they're so flavorful, but because the way that they do it is every week you have like 20, 24, something like that recipes to choose from. And you can get vegetarian, low calorie, low carb, gourmet, or just comfort food. Like, there's all of these different options, and I make myself do the low calorie options and not the comfort food options, which is what I want. I want to make the pasta meals. I want to make the creamy sauce covered in cheese and fried food, but I've been getting the low calorie, and they're good. They're really good. The other great thing about it is I'm often the person who, when I cook here at home, I'm pulling recipes off the internet that are like casserole recipes or something like that. And the people that are making these recipes, they have families of 4 or 6. So it's made to feed a family of 4 or 6. Jim and I aren't a family of 4 or 6. But we think we can eat like one if you put that much food in front of us. So instead of me making a great meal and us saying, oh, it's really good. Do you want to get seconds? Yeah, let's get seconds. Put some more on my plate when you go back in the kitchen. There aren't seconds with HelloFresh. If you get a meal for 2 people delivered, you get a meal for 2 people. So we are, I'm full when I finish the meal, but I'm not overstuffed. I'm satisfied. I've eaten a serving, but not a measly serving. Like, I feel satisfied. When the meals are super amazingly good, could I eat a second serving? Absolutely, but it's not an option because it's not there. So that's super helpful. So that's something I'm really into right now. So I'll show you a few of the recipe cards that I have loved. Oh, this one was amazing. This was the creamy dill chicken. And the sauce that goes on this, apparently I really like dill. Who knew? The one that I'm making tonight has a dill sauce as well, so I'm excited about that. So this was dill chicken and asparagus, potatoes. Oh, this one was really good. This was vegetarian. This was zucchini and tomato flatbreads. And you put it on like a ricotta cheese with lemon zest and stuff. Let's see. Oh, this was meatloaf. This whole plate was only 620 calories. And it was so good. I'm just flipping through all of these things. Pulled pork tacos. Made that. And then you get to keep these. So if and when I don't do this anymore, we did this week. I wasn't sure I would like this, and it was so good. Although this was 720 calories. And Jim, we've gotten so used to eating less calories. He saw this recipe card and he said, oh, that's a lot of calories. I was like, it's really not. Like, if we eat a light lunch and then this, that's really not a lot. And it was so good and flavorful. But, I mean, it gives you everything that they use to make it with, and you get all of this in your meal kit. So I am keeping these and pull them out and remake this later when and if I'm not doing HelloFresh anymore with these cards. So I'm learning a lot, and I'm building a recipe collection from them. So hopefully I look thinner because I've lost like 15 pounds. And Jim has lost weight too. In fact, he's at the gym right now. I'm not even working out. I'm just eating better. And I'm not going through the drive-thru every day. So that's kind of what I'm into right now. Feeling better physically. Yeah, feeling pretty good about that. So I am going to, we're going on vacation in October. I booked that. And we are going to Asheville, North Carolina. And we're going to the Biltmore Estate. And we were just going to do a day there. But when I was reserving a tour on the phone, the lady talked me into 2 days because it wasn't going to cost any more with some deal that they're having because I was booking that tour. So we're going to do 2 days at the Biltmore towards the end of October. And hopefully it'll be cool and crisp. And I hope the leaves are pretty this year, even though they're saying they're probably not going to be with the weather that we've had. And Sassy Jack's is supposed to be back open again, hopefully in September. So definitely by the end of October, I'm hoping. So I'm super excited about going to Sassy Jack's for the first time. Maybe going to some state parks there. Just seeing the beauty of the mountains and spending time with my husband. I can't wait. And I think we all need things to look forward to. And even if There's still concerns about the virus and stuff then, which I know there will be. Like I said, we're both vaccinated. We'll wear our masks and we'll just be safe. But we do still need to live our lives and do fun, enjoyable things, but just be safe and smart. So we're going to do that, and I couldn't be happier. And I guess that's it. If there's anything else that you guys would like to see in the future, let me know. My next video to you guys will be all of the things that I've worked on in Sampler September. And then right around the corner after that is October. So Dark October stitching. I'll probably start something new for Dark October stitching. I'm hoping to finish Halloween at Hollyberry Farm during Dark October stitching. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And before the year is up, I promise I'll show you guys my 40 starts, but I really want to have it more organized and kitted by then. And I'm slowly pulling things, like I have some threads over here that came in that is for, because I was having problems finding old purple paint. I finally found a skein. I'm excited. I can't wait. Lots of good things to look forward to, and I'll see you guys next time.